This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so three important topics that we need to discuss today is foreign currency valuation. Number two is we need to discuss, you were talking about customer as a vendor, which is very rare scenario, but let's discuss that also. Customer as a vendor, and you wanted to see open item clearing. Okay, so these are the three topics I think which we are left with. We need to complete these topics, and then I will give you the after this session. There will not be any session for at least next 2 weeks. I will give you the task. I'll give you the assignment, and after you complete the assignment, the good to have topics like you talked about FS, financial state. Sorry, functional specification and all those things which are good to have. Nobody is going to ask you if you are telling them I am a fresher. Nobody is going to ask you the topics like FS and all. But yes, if it is like if you from your side, if you tell them that okay, I know how to create a FS, that will definitely add an advantage. Okay, so those topics we will cover once we complete our end-to-end assignment. You completed all the activities in AP, AR, asset accounting, whatever I'm going to give you on the assignment. Okay, so these are the three topics that we will discuss today. Let's talk
Vikram,
about
1
them.
minute. Vikram, there are still few more topics there. Intercompany transactions are there, Vikram.
Intercompany transactions are very rare. Okay, so intercompany, okay, if you want, I can show you. See what is Suganya. The thing is, not only Suganya, to all. Just give me a minute. Intercompany transactions. Okay, so the basic things AP, AR, GL, new GL, asset accounting, this itself are lot of topics. Okay, and that is the reason you need to concentrate on them whenever you are appearing in the interviews. All these topics what you are giving me, these are good to have. Okay, even these are like if you take example of FS, okay, this one is fine. But if you take example of FS, FS is not part of the certification also. Nobody asks you to write anything on FS in the certification exam. Okay, anything else apart from this topic that you think is pending, Suganya?
Accruals.
Accruals we have not seen, right? So accruals, what else?
And one more thing is that country specific, chart of accounts, there are three types, right? We didn't discuss about. Intercompany will come in group chart of account and country specific chart of account.
We discussed that, but if you want, we can have one more discussion on that country specific chart of account. I think initially when we discussed about chart of accounts, we discussed this. But if you want, we can have one more round of discussion on country specific chart of account.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vikram.
Yes.
Hello. One more thing is transport request, Vikram. So how transport request is processed in
Again,
real-time
that
process?
transport, yes, transport request is okay. Maybe if you just want the understanding of transport request. Okay, I'm just writing as of now. I'll tell you why
Okay.
I normally don't talk about these topics, but let me write. Whatever you think, you just give me the list. I will speak about that. At least I'll explain you what exactly is this particular thing.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, so let's start one by one. Let's talk about the foreign currency valuation. So foreign currency valuation, just understand two things in terms of foreign currency valuation. Let me start the Excel. Okay, so let's take an example. Your company code currency is what? In our case, our company code is ABCI. And what is our company code currency? Our company code currency is INR. We are doing all our reporting in INR because our company code is created in India. Now, let's say you are booking the vendor invoice. Okay, let's say vendor invoice number 1. You received the vendor invoice from the vendor in USD. So your transaction currency in this particular case is USD. Okay, so I will enter the amount here. This is transaction currency amount. Okay, you received the invoice from the vendor, which is in USD, and the transaction amount is 100, which means 100 USD, right? So whenever you post this transaction, if you remember, I shown you this transaction earlier at the time of AP invoices. I've shown you how to book the foreign currency invoices. Okay, so you enter the transaction currency as USD, enter the amount, which system will automatically convert the amount in the company code currency based on the rate. Okay, what rate you maintained in the OB08 transaction. Okay, so let's say if the rate is maintained as in OB08, if you go to OB08 where you maintain the rates. Okay, so here based on exchange rate type M, if I want to see USD to INR, it is not USD to INR. If you just find USD to INR combination here, okay, so USD to INR is going to be, or you can do one thing, just write here M USD to INR. Okay, you can see the rate is maintained as 70. So if I want to change this rate, normally I need to create second line. Okay, instead of changing this line, if I want to maintain the historical rates also, so if I want the system to know what was the rate on the 1st of Jan 2019, it was 70. But now onwards, let's say from today onwards, I want the rate valid from, let's say 01, not 01, today is what, 22. So starting from 22/12/2019, the rate that I want is from USD to INR, I want 72. Right, so this is where I need to maintain the rates. This is the table where I need to maintain the rates. So what will happen here is, let's say when you book the invoice on 22nd 12 2019, today's date, right? You book the invoice on this particular date, and on this particular date the rate was 70, and that is the reason the invoice is booked at 100 USD, but in company code currency INR is 7000. Let's try to create this invoice. Okay, so I'll go for transaction FB60. So in our case, it is not 70, it is 72. Just now we changed, right? So I will do this multiplied by this. This will give us the company code currency figures. Okay, same thing. Let's try to do in the system. So this is our vendor 22/12/2019. Let's enter the test here. Okay, I'm entering the amount as 100 USD. So I will change the currency here to USD. Okay, and then I will come down. I'll enter the GL account, whatever GL account I want to post to. And here also, maybe I'll just write star. System will automatically pick the amount from the header. Okay, and the cost center. Sorry, this is in fee, I think. Yes, let me change the company code first. ABCI. Okay, so this vendor, this date, this much amount in USD, and then let me come down, star and cost center. Okay, if you just go to local currency tab, header text is mandatory, so let me enter this something here, local currency. You can see system is converting 1000 USD into $72,000, sorry, 72,000 INR based on this rate, 72.00000, right? So this is a rate and this is a amount. So amount is 72,000, right? How system is converting? Based on the rate which we maintained in OB08 transaction code. Okay, so can you tell me what is my liability now to the vendor in terms of INR? In terms of INR, my liability is 7,200. Okay, I entered 72,000, right? So here I need to enter one more zero. I'm not right, 72,000. So this 72,000 is my total liability. Now let's say I make the payment on 30th 12 2019. Okay, I'm making the payment of this invoice. How much I will pay? Because this invoice I got in USD, so I have to make the payment in USD itself. So again, I'll make the payment of 1000 USD. But let's assume that on that particular day, the rate is changed to 71. Okay, in that case, how much I need to pay? I'll be only paying 71,000, right? If I apply the formula here, so I'll be only paying 71,000. I'll not be paying entire 72,000. I'll be paying 71,000 only. So what exactly is this? What about the remaining one amount? Sorry, remaining 1,000. What will happen to remaining 1,000? So remaining 1,000 is foreign currency gain in this case because I'm paying less, right? I paid 1,000 less because the currency rate was down at the time of payment. Okay, in case if the currency rate is going to 73 or 74, then I need to pay more. So instead of foreign currency gain, I have to go for foreign currency loss. Right, I think this scenario we already seen previously. So maybe I'll try to complete this scenario. So I'll save this invoice, enter. Okay, and now I want to make the payment. So at the time of payment, I will go to transaction F-53. Okay, and I want to make the payment on 30th or 31st of 12 2019. Okay, and again 31st 12 2019, and here I want to make the payment in USD, right? And also I can enter the rate manually. Okay, I can do both the things. I can either do the maintenance of the rate in OB08, or at the time of transaction also I can enter the rate. So this time I'm showing you how can I enter the rate in the transaction itself. So let's say the rate is 74. Okay, at the time of making the payment, rate is changed to 74. Okay, here I need to enter the bank account. So my bank account is this one. I'm taking the same one which we were taking previously. Amount I need to pay is 1000 USD. Okay, value date is important field here. So I'll enter the value date. Here I'll enter the vendor. Click on process open items. Okay, enter. Another enter. Okay, so select all and deactivate all, and then select that particular invoice which we are trying to pay. So this is the invoice. Let's double click on this, and I'm not looking for any kind of discount, so let's remove it, enter. Okay, so we are paying 1000 USD now. Okay, let's try to do the simulation and see what exactly happens in the background. So you can see system is asking you the GL. It is saying there is no GL found for this particular currency. So system is trying to book this remaining amount. So 74,000 means what? There is a loss of 2,000. So system doesn't know that this 2,000 should be booked in which GL. So what we need to do in this case is we need to create a GL called as foreign currency exchange gain or loss. So I'll go to transaction FS00. Okay, I think we already created it. Let's see foreign currency gain loss is available to us or not. It is not available. So let's create it. So I'll create a new GL. Okay, and what is the next GL that I can create is 4006. So new 4006. Okay, and here I will select primary cost or revenue. Account group would be expenses or revenues, because it totally depends if it is in positive or negative. So this is foreign exchange gain or loss. Okay, in the control data, this is also the cost element, so I have to provide the cost element category. Okay, or maybe foreign currency valuation, if you don't want to treat them as the operating expenses, so you can, normally we do this thing, we go for non-operating expense or income. Okay, so it is up to you. In control data, if you are going for non-operating, you don't need to mention anything, and here you need to enter G004, which is for the cost accounts. It is asking for the value in this field, so we'll provide this X and click on save. Okay, so now this GL has been created, but it needs to be determined, right? So we are getting this error. If I again try to do simulate, maybe let's go out first. Yes. Okay, we are completely out. Okay, so let's enter this information once again. This is in USD and the rate is 74. Okay, so this is fine. This is fine. Select the lines, deactivate all, go down and select the last invoice. Okay, remove this also. Okay, so now this is matching. If I go for document and simulate, you can see we are getting this error. It is saying system is not able to determine the GL account for the exchange rate differences. So if you open this, okay, if you are able to see this proceed button, you can go from here itself. Otherwise, I'll also show you how you can do this configuration using SPRO. So you can go to SPRO, IMG. This is part of AP and AR, so financial accounting, accounts receivables and payables, business transactions. Okay, maybe you can go to outgoing payments, manual outgoing payments. No, just give me a minute. Global settings, sorry. So instead of manual outgoing payments, you can go to global settings, and in global settings, you have different types of accounts. So you can see different accounts for cash discounts taken, which we already seen earlier, how to specify the cash discount GL account. Similarly, you can see exchange rate difference accounts here. So select this chart of account ABC 0. Okay, new entry. This just see at the error for which GL account system is asking you for maintaining the GL account. So it is asking for account 1000, which is AP reconciliation account. So here you need to enter GL account 1000. Okay, currency we are using USD, currency type we are using M, and here you need to specify the GL account for exchange rate loss or gain. So if you are having the same GL account, I will specify 4006, and here also I'll specify 4006. Okay, click on save. Entry M does not exist in currency type. Okay, let's see what is currency type, or maybe you can skip this. This is not a mandatory field, just try to save it without it itself. Okay, and now if I try to do the same thing, if I try to go again back to document and simulate, once again document and simulate. So now I think you'll be able to see that there is no difference, and if you try to simulate general ledger, Okay, you can see what is happening. So in terms of USD, there is no balance in this account because you are paying entire 1000 USD. You'll be only able to see the balance if you click on this currency and you select the local currency, that is company code currency. Okay, you can see we are paying 74,000. The invoice was booked for 72,000. So the remaining 2,000 is going to the foreign exchange gain or loss. Okay, this is called as foreign exchange gain or loss at the time of making the payment. So you are trying to make the payment at the time of making the payment, if that amount is in foreign currency, you will either get some loss or you will get some gain in terms of the foreign currency exchange values. Okay, clear on this? Any question? Have you understood now what is foreign currency gain and loss? Okay, so just remember what we are just now done. This is called as realized gain loss. Realized gain or loss. Now, what do you mean by realized? Realized means this is something which we paid more, right? So this is not the statistical, this is actual amount which gone out of our pocket. So it is realized. Okay, there is one more functionality in foreign currency valuation called as unrealized gain or loss. Okay, I'll show you the example. Let's say we are not making the payment. In this example, we made the payment. Okay, I'm just in the simulation mode. I'm not going to make the payment. I'll just come out of the screen. Okay, completely come out of the screen. Now I have not made this payment, right? Can you tell me whenever I'm going to generate the reports for 31st of December 2019, if my rate is 74, how my balance sheet will look like? In my balance sheet, let's assume that there is only this one invoice in AP. So what would be my total balance in AP? What is my total balance in AP in terms of INR? It is going to be 1000 USD itself, right? But what about INR? In INR, how much I need to pay to the vendor? You normally carry out the reporting every month end. Every month end you create profit and loss, balance sheet. So at the time of creation of balance sheet, what do you think? This invoice, how much it should show in INR? Will it show 72,000 or it should show 74,000? What is your understanding? Question is 72 or 74. What do you think? Okay, if you are not able to correlate this thing, let me ask you the simple question which is personal at you. Let's say you got 100 USD from your friend. Okay, credit. You asked your friend to give you 100 USD as a credit. Okay, but you are in India, right? You are in India. So whenever you are paying to your friend, whenever you are going to make this payment of 100 USD to your friend, you are going to pay in INR, right? You don't have the USD account. Although you got the amount in, like your friend has transferred to you in the USD, but it came to you in the INR because you have the INR bank account. Simple. If you ask your friend to transfer 100 USD, he will transfer 100 USD to you, but you will be getting, in this example, let's say the day on which your friend has transferred the amount, you got 7,200, right? But now when you are making the payment, or let's talk about today. So today, if I ask you, what is your liability? How much you need to pay to your friend? You will definitely say, I need to pay 100 USD. But if I ask you, tell me in INR, how much you need to pay? So will you tell me 7,200, or because the rate today is 74, you will say 7,400?
74.
7400, right? Why you will say 7400 is because I'm asking you today. I'm not asking you how much you got. I'm asking you how much you are going to pay. So if you pay today, you are going to pay 100 USD. Okay, and if you are going to pay 100 USD, the rate today is 74. And that is the reason you have to pay me 7400, not 7200, right? So although I'm not paying today, but today my situation is if I pay today, I have to pay this much. So whenever you are generating your financial statements, whenever you are generating your balance sheet, that is as of 31st of December, right? So you are going to pay or you are going to show the liability based on the actual rate which is available on that particular date. Although we are not paying, but if I ask you how much you need to pay, you need to convert this amount into the currency rate at which the transaction will be carried out on 31st of December. Right? This is called as unrealized because you're not paying now. I'm just asking you, what is your liability in INR? You are saying 7400. Are you paying me 7400? No. You're just asking what is my liability, so I'm telling you it is 7400. Maybe at the time of payment, when I'm making the payment to you, it may be again 72 or it may be again 71. So this one, if I'm not paying and if I'm just telling you what is my liability, this is called as unrealized gain loss. So every month end in SAP, customers need to book this unrealized gain loss. Okay, how they do it? So first of all, we have to maintain the rate. Right, what we need to do is we need to maintain the rate as of 31st December 2019. So again, I'll go to transaction OB08. Okay, and I'll maintain the rate for 31st 12 2019. Okay, so from USD, the rate would be, let's say, 74 to INR. Okay, so I told the system that on 31st of December, the rate from USD to INR is 7400. Okay, now system knows what is going to be the rate. And if I ask the system to perform the calculation to tell us how much we need to pay to the vendors in INR, so there is a process called as foreign currency valuation that we need to execute. Okay, so how to do that? If you go to accounting, financial accounting, under AP and AR, you'll be able to see periodic processing. In periodic processing, you will go to closing, and in closing, you have the activity of valuation. Okay, so this is a program that I'm talking about, FAGL_FCV, valuation of open items in foreign currency. If you double click on this, system will ask you for which company code you are executing this. I'm executing for ABCI, and when I want to execute this on 31st of December 2019. Okay, valuation area you can skip. Here, what you need to do is you need to select which items to be considered. So whether you want to evaluate your vendors also or only your customers, you can specify that. In our case, I'm just showing you one thing, that is evaluate vendors. But when you are working in a company, you need to do this for each and every customer. So you have to select all customers, all vendors. So you normally write 1 to 99999, all the customers, right? So in this case, I'm just evaluating single customer or single vendor that we just now posted. Okay, so this vendor. Okay, so in the postings, you need to specify whether you are executing the test run or the update run. Okay, so if you come down, you can see posting date, posting period, all these things will come automatically. Okay, let's try to execute this. It is asking you for the valuation area, so let's do F4. We can create the, I think these are the valuation areas which are created by someone else, but SAP provides one standard valuation area which we need to use. Okay, so someone has deleted that, but not a problem. Let's try to execute this now. It is saying, no, this is something wrong. Someone has changed the standard configuration. That is the reason we are getting this error. Let's try for another one. No, just give me a minute. Let's see the configuration. Normally we don't need to touch this configuration, but if someone has changed, we need to make it the standard config. So financial accounting, AR and AP, business transactions. Okay, and here you will be able to see the foreign currency valuation. So let's come down. Closing, value it. Okay, so foreign currency valuation. So it has been transferred now to periodic processing, valuate, and foreign currency valuation. So we are already into that. Periodic processing, valuate. Just give me a minute. Where is periodic processing? I think it is in the new GL account. So instead of going for AR and AP, you can go to general ledger accounting, periodic processing, okay, and valuate. This is where you have the valuation areas and all. So someone has deleted the valuation area, which is standard valuation area. What we need to do is, in our case, we have ledger 0L, right? So valuation area, I will create maybe A1, ABC1. So it is only 2 digits. So that is the reason I'm creating A1. Valuation method, always valuate. You will go for always valuate. Currency type can be 10. Okay, whatever is your currency type is company code currency. Okay, and just make sure that you assign the valuation area and accounting principle. So here you have to specify A1, and what is our accounting principle for 0L? We are following GAAP, right? Our ledger 0L is assigned to accounting principle GAAP. So let's try to save this and see now. FAGL underscore FCV. I can directly write here. Okay, so company code ABCI. This one would be 31st/12/2019. Valuation area, just now we created A1. Okay, test run is fine. I want to do the valuation for vendors for this particular vendor. Okay, let's try to execute now. If you are getting the error, let's create this number range. So create the number in interval for ECS document. I don't know, this is ECS is something new. Normally it doesn't ask for any kind of ECS, but it would be here itself. So foreign currency valuation. This we already maintained, GL accounts. Someone has changed the standard setting. That is the reason we are getting this error. Normally we don't need to touch this at all. These are all pre-delivered, and normally we use the same valuation area. Okay, let me verify on this. Maybe I'll try this and show you whenever we are meeting next time. See, what will happen is, in short, what I want to show you here is, when you execute this, what will happen is, system will book this difference of 2000 in unrealized gain loss account. Okay, so we need to create one more GL account, which is unrealized gain or loss. And whenever you try to do the program FAGL underscore FCV, that will book this 2000 into the unrealized gain and loss. And what will happen is, just also remember one thing, it would be booked on the 31st of current month. Okay, so 31st of current month, you will be able to see 2000 has been booked. And what will happen immediately on the first of the next month, there will be the reversal of this posting. Okay, so that value will be reversed because it is unrealized. It was only for the purpose of the reporting, month-end reporting. Once the month-end has been closed, in the next month, you are going to do the reversal. This will happen automatically. You don't need to perform the reversal manually. This will happen automatically in the background. Okay, so I'll only check why it is not working, and I'll show you in the next time. But understand what is foreign currency revaluation. Foreign currency revaluation is a process which is executed every month end. Okay, why it is processed is, before you create your balance sheet and profit and loss, you have to convert whatever your USD and Euro documents are there, you have to convert them into the INR. Okay, for the reporting purpose. And immediately in the next month, first day of the next month, the reversal posting will be posted. Clear on this now? Any questions? On foreign currency valuations? Any questions? No questions? Are you able to hear me? At least say yes, no.
Vikram,
Yes.
hello. Yeah, there is a direct quotation and indirect quotation. What is the difference between this? Could you just explain what is this?
In the OB08,
Yeah.
see, in OB08, there are two ways of maintaining the rates. So normally we maintain what I shown you. Most of the companies use that. So if you go to OB08, there is direct quotation, indirect quotation. So when I want to maintain USD to INR, I will use direct quotation. Okay, but if I don't know USD to INR, I can maintain the reverse rate. Okay, so let's take an example. So if I want to maintain the rate from 01/01/2020, okay, now I know the rate is 72, but if I say the system that, okay, USD to INR, I don't want to maintain 72 here. What I will do in this case is, just let me go to Calci. I will say 1 divided by 72, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. Yes. So this is 0.013, which means I have to enter it here. Are you getting it? So this is not USD to INR. This is INR to USD. So if you want to maintain USD to INR, you will enter the rate here. But if you want to maintain INR to USD, then this is a rate. This is indirect quotation. Have you understood now? This is reverse rate. INR to USD. USD to INR, you have to enter here. But if you are maintaining INR to USD, then you have to maintain it here.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, but most probably you will be able to see USD to INR maintained in the direct quotation on. Most of the customers are using direct quotation, but that is possible. Indirect quotation is also possible if you want to maintain the reverse rate. So INR to USD is this rate. So whenever you do transaction from USD to INR, okay, it will perform the conversion automatically, and it will just multiply this by it will perform the calculation in short. So USD to INR is this one, and INR to USD is this rate. Okay, any other questions on the foreign currency valuation? Okay, if not, let's go to the customer as a vendor. Okay, so what we have done till now, we have created multiple customers and we have created multiple vendors. Okay, but sometimes same business partner is our customer also and vendor also. Okay, so you can have one person who is your supplier also and he is your customer also, right? In business, see, let's say you are, let me put into the Excel itself. So this Mr. X, Mr. XYZ is your vendor also and your customer also. So he has given you the invoices which you need to pay. So you book the FB60 for 1000 INR, another FB60 for 500 INR, okay, another FB60 for 10,000 INR. Okay, and he is also your customer. So you also gave him the bill of 15,000 INR. So the question is, how much is the total amount that you need to pay or to receive? So you are going to receive the amount or you are going to pay the amount to this business partner?
We are going to receive the
Total
amount.
outstanding is, yes, so there is a difference of 3,500. 3,500 you are about to receive instead of paying. So if I treat them separately, if I treat the vendor separately, I have to make this payment and I have to receive this payment separately. Instead of that, what we can do is whenever we are making the payment or whenever we are receiving the payment, we can consider all these invoices, right? And we can just clear all these invoices by making one single payment. Okay, that is a normal case, right? You normally don't pay the vendor and then receive it from the customer. What you do is you do the net off, and finally whatever is to be paid or to be received, you just receive that, right? So that can be done in SAP also. What you need to do is you have to make the same person as your customer also and vendor also. Okay, so let me see if we have any business partner which is available to us as a customer as well as a vendor. So if I go for transaction BP, okay, let's talk about this vendor itself, which is 99001. Okay, and let me go to the business roles. So we created, yeah, this customer is created as a vendor also. You can see it is the customer, it is also the vendor. Okay, but what we need to do very importantly is in the vendor master data, you have to go to the general data. Okay, and in the general data, here you need to enter the customer number. So you need to link this vendor to this customer. Okay, so how are you going to do this? Just click on this change mode and select this customer. Okay, so customer is not created with, sorry, this one, right? So this is a customer. So what we are doing is we are telling the system that this vendor is also our customer, right? So system will not automatically determine that you created two roles. So this is a vendor or the customer. You have to come here and you have to assign the vendor to the customer. Okay, if you just come down. Yeah, so this is the first thing. Let's try to save it first. Okay, just click on yes, yes, yes. Something wrong. Display this message for the business partner. Okay, same way you have to go to the customer master also. So which means you will go to role FLCU01. You will go to FLCU01. Same way, you will go to the general data for customer, and here you will enter the vendor number. Okay, similar to the customer, in the customer master, now we are entering the vendor number. So this is customer, and I'm entering the vendor number, which is 9900001. Okay, and click on save. So now system knows that, is there any error? Let's see. Let's try to save it. Okay, so it is saved. So now if I try to create any transaction in the customer and vendor, if I book the invoices in the customer and book the invoices in the vendor, if I want to knock them out with each other, that can be done in automatic payment program only. Okay, just remember there is no separate transaction in SAP where you can clear customers and vendors. It is only possible to do this in automatic payment program. Okay, so let me show you how exactly it will work. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay, just give me a minute. I got disconnected. Chandrika, while leaving the meeting, I made you organizer. Can you just right click on my name in the attendees and make me organizer, please?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, in the attendees list, you'll be able to see my name. Just right click on that and say make organizer.
It's not coming, Vikram.
It's not coming.
Mhm.
Are you able to see the attendees list?
Yeah, I can see everybody. Your name also there. But right click, it's
Okay.
not giving any options.
Okay, just give me a minute then. I'm not able to see that option. There are some changes in GoToMeeting.
Vikram, I did that one. Make organizer.
Yes. Now I can see the attendees. Okay. Okay, let me share the screen once again. Yes, can you see my screen now?
No. Yes.
Okay. So what I was discussing is, if you want to make your customer as a vendor and vendor as a customer, you have to come here in the business partner general data. Okay, and you in the customer master, you have to enter the vendor number. In the vendor general data, you have to enter the customer number. Okay, so you are linking your customer to vendor and your vendor to customer. Okay, once it is saved, let me see if it is saved or not, because it is giving some warnings and error messages. We will see what exactly are these. It contains the errors or unconfirmed warnings. So this might be because FK09, right? So vendor, we are trying to make it as a customer. Let me see all the vendors in ABCI. If you remember, we discussed about the sensitive fields earlier. There is nothing here, so why we are getting that error? Let's try to do once again, or maybe let's create a new business partner from scratch. So I'll create a new BP. Okay, and new organization. I'll select our groups that we created, so ABC1. Okay, first I'm creating this as a customer, so I'll go to FLCU00, create. So this is company, this is customer as a vendor example. Okay, whatever mandatory fields I need to enter, I will enter those fields. So state, city, country, and language. Okay, and then I'll go to the company code data. In the company code data, I will maintain this for ABCS, ABCI. In our case, ABCI, enter. What is the issue now? ABCI. Okay, so reconciliation account, whatever reconciliation accounts we created. So if I do F4 for AR, we created this reconciliation account. So I'll go with this one, 2001. Okay, and click on save. So this will generate the business partner number and the customer number. Now same way, I will create the same business partner as also my vendor. So how to do that? I will go to the change mode. Okay, and here FLVN00. Okay, reconciliation account was 1001, I think, for AP. So 1001. If not, let's, yeah, it is same. So why it is giving error? Let's try 1000. Sorry. Press enter and save it. Okay, it is external. Someone has kept it as external. So in case of external, what I need to do is I need to go to the general data. In the general data, I have to go to the vendor general tab. And here I have to maintain the external number range. So maybe test one. Let's see if it is taking that number. Otherwise, it will tell us what is the number range. So this is the number range. So 99000009, for example. Okay, so vendor number will be generated as this. So this is a business partner. Customer number is 71 and vendor number is this. Let me enter the reconciliation account, which is 1000, and save it. Okay, payment term, is it mandatory field? If yes, let's enter this and try to save. Okay, so now this customer, see, currently we are in the vendor. So under vendor, I'll go to general data. Here in vendor general data, I have to assign this customer. So I'll do F4. The customer that we created just now, which is customer as a vendor. Okay, and click on save. Customer 71 is not currently and will be updated accordingly. Say yes, 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 and yes. Okay, and then you go to FI customer. Again say yes, 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 and here you go to general data of customer, and here you need to enter the vendor number, which was 19 ending with 9. Okay, and save it. Okay, once again just verify. The problem is it is not updating, I think. Change without saving, it is saying. Normally you will be able to assign it. Let's see if it is already there. If not, let's enter it. A lot of unnecessary errors. I think someone is playing with the system. The problem is they are changing the standard rules. That is the reason this is creating a problem. This is very straightforward process otherwise. It is not updating. Is it saved? Yeah, now I think maybe we need to click on no instead of yes. So if I go to vendor now, vendor general data, here I need to enter 71 and click on save. Customer 71 currently refers to vendor. Display this message for this business partner again. No. No. Okay, now I think it worked. So what we have done is simple. We assigned this vendor number to this customer number and this customer number to this vendor number. Again, just verify it whether it is updated or not. So customer general data. Yeah, it is updated now. Right, so this is the first step that you need to do. You need to enter the vendor number in the customer master and customer number in the vendor master. Now once it is done, let's try to create one or two invoices using FB60 and FB70. So I'll first go to FB60 for this particular vendor. Okay, make sure that the vendor number is, you are using the same vendor that we used just now. $2019. Okay, 1000 INR. And I'll come to the GL. So this would be expense account, the amount, and the cost center. Okay, reference is mandatory, so enter the reference field. Enter. Header text is also mandatory, so let's enter this also. Okay, and try to save this. So now this vendor has a balance of 1000. We will create a customer now, or we will create a customer invoice now. So FB70, our customer number was 71. Okay, invoice date, I'll keep it same. This one, let's say it is 700. Okay, so here I have to select the revenue account, star, which is 700, and I'll not provide cost center since it is revenue. I'll provide the profit center, which is test. Okay, and try to save this. Just give me a minute, it got stuck. So warning, perfectly fine, just press enter, save, enter, enter, enter. Okay, and it is posted. So can you tell me now how much we need to pay to this business partner? So there is a vendor invoice of 1000 and there is a customer invoice of 700. What is the balance amount that we need to pay to this vendor?
300.
300.
Only need to pay 300. Okay, but what is very important now is if you want to settle this vendor and invoice item with each other, number one, in your BP master data. Okay, so if I go to transaction BP once again, okay, in your company code data, so for customer, you will go to company code data. In the payment transactions, you have to enter the payment method. Okay, payment method, if you remember in APP, when we had done the APP run, automatic payment program, I told you payment method is mandatory. If you don't maintain the payment method, either in the vendor invoice or in the vendor master data, system will not create the payment for that particular document, right? So here also, let's enter the payment method. There is a lot of issue in this screen. Let me just change the screen layout because the screen font is too much. That is the reason we are not able to see half of the screens. So let's do options. I'll go to font settings, and instead of 14, I'll make it 10. So I'll make it 10 and OK. Okay, apply. Okay, and I need to log off. If I want to make these changes, I need to log off completely. You need to close this also, and you need to close all the screens. So even this one also you need to log off. Close this and then open again. SAP logon. Now see the screen size, you can see is reduced. So if I go to BP for our business partner that we created just now, if I want to search it, so maybe I'll search based on the city. City we provided Pune, right? No, I think city we provided something else, so it will not work like this. So what are the other informations available? Partner by customer number. So we know the customer number is 71. Okay, so this particular business partner 301. Okay, and here what we need to do is we need to go to FI customer. Okay, change mode. Go to the company code data. Okay, and here in the payment transactions, we have to enter the payment method. Okay, so just make sure that the payment method that you are using is same for customer as well as vendor. So T, okay, payment method T, which is for bank transfer, and same payment method I will assign to the vendor also. So vendor, again here in the payment transactions, I'll specify the payment method as T. Okay, save this also. One more thing in the vendor account management, let me see where is that tick. There is one tick, clearing with customer. Let me see that tick. Yeah, this one. This tick, clearing with customer in the vendor master, also needs to be ticked. Save it. Yes. No. Okay, so tick this. Once this is saved, you go to customer also. Okay, and in customer also you need to you will go to the payment transactions and you will tick this indicator that is clearing with vendor. Okay, and save it. Right now, clearing with vendor is allowed and the payment method is T. Now what we need to do is, for this particular vendor, we have to execute the APP run. Okay, so I will go for transaction F110, which is automatic payment program. Run date I'll keep as today's date, 22/12/2019, identification number 1. In the parameters, I will enter my company code, which is APCI, payment method T, because this is a payment method that we provided. And this one I will keep something in future, so 22/02/2020. Here I need to enter the customer as well as vendor number. So my vendor number is 99000009, this one. Okay, and my customer number is 71. I have to include both, then only the knockoff will happen. If I only enter the vendor number, then the knockoff will not happen, right? So once you enter these parameters, what you normally do is you save this, okay, and then you go to status and execute the proposal. Okay, start immediately, press enter. So proposal has been created. Let's go to the proposal and see what exactly system is paying. Okay, so there is, first of all, there is some red message. So let's see what is wrong. So system is able to get these two documents. One is DR, second is KR. Okay, and the problem is where, let's try to double click and see where is the problem. The problem is no valid payment method found. So you know why exactly this has happened, right? This has happened because in the invoice, we have not entered any payment method. So what we can do is we can do it manually here. Reallocate, payment method T, house bank. The house banks that we set up earlier was city. For automatic payment program, we used this house bank earlier also. F4, again, you will select city from here.
Vikram, I have a question. Is it compulsory to give the information about the house banks?
No, if you are maintaining the payment method, then system will automatically get that. If you enter the payment method in the vendor invoice, then it will not ask you at the time of payment. Let me show you. So instead of providing this house bank here, what I'll do is I will go to the invoices that we created. So I'll go to FB03, the two documents that we created just now. So maybe I'll say posting date 22/12/2019. So these are the two documents that we posted. I think this one and last one, 25. So let's double click on this. Double click on the line item of the customer, change mode. Okay, and here I will provide the payment method. Okay, you can see there is a payment method button here, sorry, column here. So, no, where is payment method? Just give me a minute. Why it is not showing payment method? Okay, let's see for the vendor line item. So double click on this, go to vendor line item. Here it is showing payment method. So at least enter the payment method here, which is going to be T, and save it. Okay. Now if I try to go back, I think the other problem is, the reason we are getting this error is, let's go to the payment method configuration. Where do we create the payment method? Do you remember? Where is this payment method T created? Where is the payment method created? It is created in FBZP. Okay, which means configuration of automatic payment program. Here there are payment methods. Okay, so for India we created T. Let's double click on T and see this is only allowing outgoing payments. This is not allowing incoming payments, and no payment method will allow you both outgoing as well as incoming. So what we need to do is, in this particular case, if I want to create the payment method for incoming payment, I have to create a new one here. Right, so maybe I'll copy this T, or let's say I'll create the new entry for country IN. Okay, and let's say this is for incoming payment. Okay, it is better to copy actually, because otherwise you have to maintain a lot of things. So payment method by country, I will copy this T. Okay, and I'll just create the copy of this into I. Okay, all other things are same. Press enter and save it. So now I created payment method I, but one thing that we need to change is this is for incoming payments. Okay, save it. So one T is for outgoing and I is for incoming. Now we have to add this in our company code also. So again, I will just copy this and I will add this payment method I. Okay, just make sure that the amount is fine. Yes, everything seems to be okay. Let's click on save. Okay, so now what we need to do is in the customer master, we assign T, right? In the customer master, we assign T. Instead of T, assign I. Because for incoming, we are going to use payment method I. Okay, and the last one is, if you go to F110 now, just make sure that in your parameters, you are entering both payment methods, T and I. Right, so we created a proposal. That is the reason it is not allowing us to change. What we need to do is edit proposal and delete the proposal. Okay, should the proposal be deleted? Yes. Now I'll be able to go to the parameters and I'll be able to enter the another payment method also, that is I. Okay, let's see if it is allowing, it is showing both. Yes, it is showing both I and T. Okay, let's try now. So save it and go for the proposal. Start immediately, enter. Just keep on pressing enter till the time proposal has not been created. Then you can go to the edit proposal, enter. Okay, it is still showing red. We will see why it is red. So let's double click on this. Double click on this first line item. So now it is saying no payment possible because item with the debit balance still exists. See the job log. Okay, this is because this is there is a debit balance check in place. Okay, what do you mean by debit balance? We need to pay 1000 INR. Okay, but there is one debit invoice of 700 INR. Okay, so that is the reason. What happens is, let's double click on this. Here it is saying no valid payment method found. Okay, so this is T. Let's go to reallocate and try to provide the house bank. City, city. Now we are getting another error. Please try to answer this, because we are discussing a lot of things, but not at the cost of the basic things. All these things are known to you. Can you tell me what is wrong? What we need to do in order to proceed with this scenario?
Here actually payment method we define customer for I. So
This is not customer. This is vendor line item. This has nothing to do with customer. We are talking about K line item, vendor line item, and this is a normal error that you will get in normal APP also, even if you are not doing customer as a vendor.
We did not provide the bank detail of the
Exactly. We are not maintained the bank details. See, it is very clearly telling you that customer vendor does not have the suitable bank details for payment method T. Right? So if you are using payment method T, you have to enter, you are saying bank transfer. If you want to do the bank transfer, have you maintained the bank details of the vendor? You're still not maintained the bank details of the vendor, right? That is the reason we are getting this error. So if you go to transaction BP, okay, and here in the general data, okay, in the payment transactions, you have to enter the country, bank key. So where exactly you have the bank account, okay, and what is your bank account number. So this is customer's account number, not our, right? So now I maintained the bank details. So now I should be able to proceed with this transaction. So enter. Let's try to do it once again. See, now system is able to determine all the bank accounts and all. So if you press enter, Okay, this is turned to green, sorry, turned to blue. This is also fine. So if you go for reallocate, okay, and provide your Citibank details, press enter. Okay, this is also turned into this one. So what is the total amount that we need to pay now? If you just come out, you'll be able to see the total amount needs to be paid. You can see to outgoing payment of 300. Okay, so if you proceed with this payment, just save this proposal and come out. Okay, so proposal has been saved. And now if you want to run the execute the payment run, you can go for the payment run, start immediately and press enter. Okay, so payment has been generated, one completed. So if I want to go for the payment list, you can go to edit, payment and payment list. Okay, so you can see system has made the payment of 300 and it has cleared these 2 invoices. Okay, so this is how using one single APP run, you can knock off customer line items also and vendor line items also. Okay, but just remember what it is very simple process. What we have done is 2 things. In customer master, we need to enter the vendor details. In vendor master, we need to maintain the customer details. In customer and vendor master, we need to maintain the payment method, and clearing with customer and vendor should be ticked. Only this much information. Then you can run the normal APP run where you will tell the system that I want to knock off my customer with vendor. So you have to provide customer as well as vendor and both the payment methods. And the system will automatically knock off and the remaining value will be shown as a balance. So balance is now only 300, which you also paid using this APP run. Clear now?
How can we make the manual payment with the same scenario?
Manual payment is not possible. If you want to do the customer vendor knockoff, netting off, that is not possible with the normal. Normal you can easily go and make the payment individually, right? That can be always done. But there is no option of selecting the customer as well as vendor in one single transaction. Okay, so because if you are going for F-53, you can only provide either customer or vendor. You cannot provide both, right? If you want to provide both, that is only possible with APP.
Okay.
Okay, any questions on customer, which is also the vendor?
Vikram, I have one question.
Yes.
While we maintain the payment methods in vendor and customer master data, again we are maintaining invoice also. Why? So we maintain
Sorry, what you are
where.
maintaining?
Hello.
No, it is either in the invoice or in the master data, not in both.
Okay, but in this case, actually,
Yeah,
I seen in we maintain two.
No. Actually, we were getting error, so I thought maybe we are not maintained in the master data properly. That is the reason I maintained in invoice, but there was no need. Actually, the error was because the bank details are not maintained.
Okay, Vikram, thank you.
Actual error was bank details were not maintained. And second error was we were using the same payment method for incoming payment also. So we need to create a new payment method for incoming payment. Same payment method will not work. One payment method can be only either for incoming or outgoing. We cannot create one payment method which will be doing both incoming as well as outgoing. That is not possible. That is the reason we created I for incoming payments.
Okay, Vikram.
Okay, so let's go to the next one, that is open item clearing. Okay, in open item clearing, what we need to understand is what is open item first of all. What do you mean by open items? If I go to FBL 3N,
We need to make the payment.
okay, and I show you. No, open item for customer and vendor, you are right. If I talk about the customer and vendor, So open items are those items for which the payment is not done. But apart from the customers and vendors, in normal GL accounting, normal GLs also have the open items. If I give the example, yesterday we created two bank reconciliation. Yesterday we have seen bank reconciliation. So there were two clearing accounts, 2021 and 2022, one for the incoming payment and second for the outgoing payments, right? So if I see what is the total open balance here, okay, there is nothing open because both are 0, 0, right? All this are already cleared. But let's say I'll just show you one example. If I go to FS00 and I'll create a new GL account just to explain you the open item management. Okay, so I'll create a new GL account, which is, let's say, cash. Sorry, here I need to provide the GL number, not the. So 2019, I think 2018 was what we created yesterday. So this is balance sheet. Okay, and this is also asset. Here I will select clearing account. Okay, and if you want open item management, very important is you have to tick on this open item management. Only those GL accounts which have the open item management ticked here, only those accounts can have the open item clearing. Okay, then you will go to create bank interest tab and I will enter G001. Okay, and save it. Now let's try to post something in this GL account. So I'll go to transaction FB50. Okay, just take an example. I got an invoice from the vendor, or maybe I got the, I need to make the payment to the particular person, but I don't know this expense belongs to whom. Is it a travel expense or it is a the electricity expense or what exactly? So at the time of booking the transaction, I was not sure where exactly this amount should go, which type of expense I want to book this. So that is the reason I created a clearing account. Okay, so what I'll do is I will enter this information and here I will make the payment from the bank account. So 200 will get credited, but as of now I don't know which account to be debited. So I'm using this temporary account 2019. I'm debiting this, okay, with whatever amount. So let's say 1000. So this is also going to be 1000. And then just for the information purpose, in the assignment field, I'm entering this as this is test 123. Okay, and here since it is a bank account, I need to provide the value date. I'll provide the value date and I will save this. Okay, so now if I go to FBL3N and see what are the open items for this particular GL account, you will be able to see one open item for 2019. Okay, which is that open item? You can see this is red with test 123. Okay, and now I realized as an accountant, now I know, okay, whatever I booked, it should have been booked in the travel expenses. So again, I came here. Okay, so whatever I debited, I will credit. So 2019, which was debited earlier, I will credit it now, right? And the actual expense was 4000. So this one I will debit. Whatever amount here also. Okay, and then in the, since this is an expense account, I have to provide the cost center. So this is cost center, and just to tell the system that this reverse posting is for the same assignment which I booked earlier. So I'll make sure the assignment field is same. Enter and save it. Enter. Okay, now again if I go to the open item, back. So now although the balance is 0, you can see this balance is 0, but the problem is these two line items are still open, so they should be knocked off with each other. Have you understood? We need to do the knockoff of these two items with each other. Okay, currently these both items are open, although the total balance is 0, but these two items are still open. So we need to knock off these two items. How are we going to do that? So there is something called as open item clearing. You can go to accounting, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, periodic processing, okay, maybe in closing itself, in document, no, not this one. Let me go to document. Can you see clearing? Post with clearing is one option. Okay, so you can use this post with clearing also. There are multiple options to clear this. This is one option. Other option, which is most probably used. Okay, most of the organizations, they don't do this clearing one by one. They do the automatic clearing. Okay, what is automatic clearing now? So there is a transaction called as F.13. This is for automatic clearing. Okay, what it will do, you just provide the company code. Okay, you can provide the fiscal year. You can provide the document numbers if you want, or you just provide the posting date. So 22/12/2019. Normally you run it, this is in the month end. So you provide from first of the month to the last of the month. Okay, and what you want to clear? I want to clear the GL accounts, not the vendors and customers. I can do the customer vendor clearing also from here, but I'm doing the GL accounts clearing. Which GL account I want to clear? I want to clear 2019. Okay, so first it will be appearing in the test mode. If you come down, this is a test run. So let's see what test run says. Execute. So you can see it is clearly telling you that these two lines will be cleared with each other. This green means these two line items will be cleared with each other. Okay, and if I execute this, if I just come down and remove the test run and perform the actual run, okay, just a warning message, just press enter. So you can see these two lines are cleared with each other. Okay, how can I see that? If you go to the FBL 3N once again, you will be able to see there are no more open items. So FBL 3N. Okay, and if I click on open items and execute, it is still showing because the date I am putting is as today's date. It is cleared today itself, so let's keep it 23. Okay, because I want to see the open items which are open on 23rd. Oh, it is still showing, so something wrong. Let me go back. Is it cleared or not? No, it is not cleared actually. You can see there is no clearing document. Why? So let's see if there is any error. There is an error here. The entry T043S ABCI is missing in the table. Okay, what exactly is this? Let's try to see T043S. So as I told you, if you want to see this kind of errors, you can directly go to transaction SE11 T043S and display. Tolerance for groups of GL accounts. I don't know who is deleting this tolerance again and again. We have to maintain the tolerance, right? So tolerance for GL account we already maintained multiple times, but I don't know who removed it once again. So financial accounting global settings, document, then you have tolerance group for employees. For ABCI, we already have this maintained. Then what is that error? Let's try once again. T043S. it is not maintained, we can directly go from here, view maintenance. Okay, maybe we can directly do it from here itself. Just copy this and specify ABCI. Okay, and save. Go back and try to execute this now. So back and execute. Enter. Now you can see clearing document has been created. Okay, so which means if I go to FBL 3N, let's try for today's date. If not, we will try tomorrow's date. Execute. See, there are no more open items. You'll be able to see in all items that those items are cleared. So you can see both these line items are cleared, and this is a clearing document which is created to clear these two line items. Okay, so this is called as automatic clearing. Now how system, based on what system has cleared this, number one is amount, the amount is same, and number two is assignment field. We have maintained the same assignment field. Okay, so there is a configuration. By default it takes assignment, but if you want to change, if you want some other field to be used for the matching purpose, you can always go to financial accounting, general ledger accounting, periodic processing, just give me a minute. Open item clearing. Okay, here you have prepare automatic clearing. Okay, so here you can see what we are told the system is for account type S. Account type S means GL accounts, right? 2019 we created as a GL account. It is not a customer, it is not a vendor. So for account type S, from account 0 to 9999, which means for all accounts, what are the matching criteria? So ZUONR is assignment. If you see ZUONR, just search here, is the assignment field. So based on assignment, system will automatically knock off these two line items. There are others also, business area. So if the business area is also same and the trading partner is also same, but this is not mandatory. So if you think that in your company they don't want to do the criteria based on the business area, we can delete it from here. Okay, but this is provided by SAP system standard one. ZUONR, business area, and trading partner. Okay, is it clear now what is open item clearing? Any questions till now? No questions? Okay, if not, yes, questions? Yes, Checker, do you have the question? You're unmuted.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now we are, according to you, we are left with this. If there are any more, please let me know. Whatever topics are you think that you want to cover, I will cover. But let me tell you one more thing. First, see, the thing is, I'm asking you a lot of basic questions. Okay, and you are not able to answer those. What is the reason? The reason is you are not practiced till now the basic things that we have covered. Right? I can explain. See, I can complete all these things in one session. If I take another 1 hour, I'll be able to complete all these things. That is not a big problem for me. But only thing is how much you are able to digest. So you don't know as of now the basic transactions in AP and AR. You are still not practiced on asset accounting. If I explain you intercompany transactions, it will be very difficult for you to digest. Okay, and that is the reason what I told you is first I want you to practice, and that is the reason I will give you 2 or 3 assignments. Okay, so today or maybe tomorrow you will get a mail from me with the assignment which you need to do in the system, and this time you have to submit the report. Okay, you have to submit the screenshots. I told you earlier also, take the screenshots. If you already took the screenshots, you can send me the same screenshots. If not, if you want to start from scratch, do this. I will recommend, even if you have done the practice till now, forget about whatever we have done till now, start once again the complete end-to-end cycle. Okay, so whatever project I will give you, you will completely understand what is business blueprint document. Okay, I'll tell you how to I'll send you some templates also, how to create a business blueprint document, and you have to do it on your own. See, this type of documents like business blueprint document, the technical specification, functional specification, if I explain you, it will not make sense. It will only make sense when you try on your own. So I will send you the samples, but you have to create on your own and you have to verify, right? So you can send me and I will confirm that this is looking okay or there are any improvements required, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the assignment, and actually I'm not available for next 2 weekends. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can mail me, but we will not have the sessions for next 2 weekends, because if you ask me from my point of view, I covered everything. Okay, if you see my course content, which I shared earlier with you, most of the things are covered except this 1 or 2 things. This we will discuss. Again, we will have 1 or 2 more sessions where the focus would be on questions and answers. Okay, so please utilize this time. So you are getting actually 3 weekends. Okay, so we are not available for next 2 weekends. On the 3rd weekend, we will be having the questions and answer session along with these 2 or 3 topics which are pending, right? So in that particular session, I am expecting a lot of doubts. Okay, and please make sure that whenever I'm going to talk about these topics, remaining topics, whenever I'm asking you the basic question, you should be able to correlate that question and you should be able to answer it. Okay, because otherwise there is no point. Whatever you have done in last 2 or 3 months, if you just are going through my videos and you are just doing understanding in the session, that is not going to work. You have to do the hands-on in the system. Create at least 5, 6, 10 company codes. Whatever time you have, create at least 5, 6, 10 company codes. Then only you will be comfortable to answer the questions. Okay. Anything else that you need to discuss now before we close today? So today or most probably tomorrow, I will send you the list of assignments that you need to carry out. And I will also send you some templates which will help you in understanding how to create a business blueprint, but you have to create on your own. Okay, so one business blueprint, I will send it to you, but I will give you the assignment to create 2 or 3 business blueprints on your own. Okay, any questions?
Yeah, Vikram, regarding my system access.
Is it not solved till now?
Yeah, it's not solved.
Just give me a minute. I spoke to vendor yesterday. He said it is working. Let me just check once again.
Yeah, mine is working today. Last 10
Okay,
days.
no, I think Suganya's was expired. But I asked him to do it yesterday. 8877. Sugan, just give me a minute. I will call to the vendor right away. Otherwise, after the session, I may forget. Just give me a minute. What was your user ID? SS user 6, right?
SS user 8.
SS user 8, sorry. Just give me a minute. Krishna, SS user 8, can you check on 8877? 8877 SS user 8. SS, is it working?
Yeah, 11. No, sir, it is 11th it is blocked.
Okay, 11th it is blocked. Okay, can you reactivate it?
1 month, sir.
Yeah, as of now, just do it for 1 month, but later on, I will confirm you how many months are required. So, Kanya, as of now, you want only 1 month, right? Later on, you will confirm the other months, right?
Yeah.
It is activated.
Yeah. So, Kanya, try now,
If
please.
you want to reset the password, I will change it. Otherwise, you can tell me.
No, same password. Same password is fine as of now. If you.
Yeah, okay, sir. I did not change the password. You can now use the old one.
Okay. So, Kanya, can you try now?
Yeah, 1 second.
You can try, sir.
Okay, Krishna. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, others, if you don't have any question, you can leave. Thanks for attending this session, and sorry, wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll meet after the New Year now.
Yeah, wish you the same to you, Vikram.
Thank you.
Vikram, I have one small question.
Yes.
Vikram, so almost like course will be completed. So actually we are preparing for certification.
Mm-hmm.
So you are providing certification questions. When will providing certification questions, Vikram?
If I have not shared already, just you reminded me just now. I will share today or maybe tomorrow, along with the, as I told you, along with the assignment, I will send you the questions also.
Okay.
Oh, you.
So within the 2 weeks, so we will practice, and so we will get any errors. So that time, so we will contact you, Vikram.
Yeah, you can write me the mail, or you can just send the screenshots on the WhatsApp. That is fine.
Okay. Okay, Vikram.
Okay.
Vikram, now it's working, Vikram. Thanks.
It's working now. Okay. Okay then. Okay then. Thank you all. We'll meet directly after 2 weeks. So I'll update you the timings and all. But till that time, I will give you the assignment. So tomorrow you can expect a mail, and please take this assignment very seriously. If you want to benefit, then definitely this assignment is too crucial for your career. Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure, Vikram.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Same to you.